Hello, my Zentangle friends. This is Barbara Langston, CZT. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and welcome to Not Perfect Zen. I hope you're doing well today. It's a beautiful day for me in the Houston area. This is May 4th, and if you're watching the news, there is flooding north of Houston, but I am about 30 minutes south of Houston, so I'm fine. A few of you have contacted me, and I really appreciate that. And my area is not flooding, so I am very grateful for that. And my thoughts go out to those who have great amount of damage to their homes and have lost everything. I am continuing with the 102 Tangles of Zentangle. And this is Bijouism number 10, which says enjoy. And I have enjoyed going through all of these patterns that are on the 102 Tangles of Zentangle poster, which introduced me to Zentangle in 2017. It's been a while. Today is video 27. And I'm going to do 4 patterns for you today. Ennies, Gneiss is how you say that, I do believe. Scoodle and Tidings. These are very much alike. Scoodle you only see in the introduction kit for Zentangle. It's in the little booklet. And Tidings, I'm not sure if that one's published or not. I should have looked first. But these are fun, easy patterns. Ennies has always been one of my favorites. We're going to be using a Zentangle 3.5-inch white tile. You are free to use anything that you have, of course. Get these out of the way. I will be using a Micron PN, which means plastic nib, and probably my graphic one because it has a nice fat tip, my graphite pencil, my blending tool, also known as a tortillon, and this is to keep the tip pushed out for me because I'm kind of rough on my supplies, and that's going to be it. So start with a nice deep breath, relax your shoulders, and, just enjoy our time together. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We're going to start with our 4 corner dots when my camera stops bouncing around. You can put these as far out as you like. We have 4 patterns, so I'm gonna do just a small border. You don't have to. Borders and strings are suggestions. Okay? And for our string today, I'm just going to very lightly put kind of a circle over here. Can you see that? Get a little bit darker. Okay. And then I'm going to do kind of the same thing over here. Okay. So I'm going to put Ennies over here and Gneiss over here. Okay, so Ennies, if you look at it, it looks a lot like flux. Whoop. So each of these look like flux. And by the way, last week I went off the screen a couple of times, and I apologize for that. Eventually corrected it. But anyway, like I said, this kind of looks like flux, but we're not going to put the little line and dot and things like that. It's just kind of a teardrop shape that we're going to use. So let's just start about right here. And in the step outs, they have kind of a long tail on this, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. And then we're just going to keep coming around. And yes, I went outside the border, and that's okay. I'm not making each one exactly the same. That's okay. Just going to keep coming around until we meet back up on that other side. So this is a nice filler for any space that you might have open on your tile. And end that one right in there. So the next thing that we do after we get this little, well, it's not exactly an orb, but this shape in here, is we're going to aura it. Okay, so I'm just going to start anywhere along here and add my aura. Turn in your tile to keep your hand and your shoulders, everything relaxed. Like I said, this has been one of my favorite patterns. I just really like how it looks. Okay, so we get that in there. And next, we're going to fill it with orbs. Now, you can put the dark, fill it in between each orb or leave that open, however you want to do it. And you can do these whatever size you'd like. I'm not going to make them really small because that would take a lot of time. And I think I'm going to go ahead and fill in those areas that are empty. Like I said, vary the size of your orbs, small and large, just whatever you need to fit in that space. Okay. I do not make perfect circles, and that's one of the reasons they call these orbs, is that when you think of a circle, you think of it being perfectly round. But when we say orb, we're just saying a round shape, not a perfect circle. So since I'm filling this in, I can take that opportunity, if I want to make that orb look a little better. You see I have various sizes. I don't know if you can hear my dog snoring. She's in the room with me. I hope it's not loud to you. Actually, she just woke up. Okay. Like I said, you can make this fit into any space. It's a very nice filler. Okay, just take your time. I'm going to fit another big one in here. Okay. And when we go back and add the shading, that's the icing on the cake. I like that. Really makes a difference in how it looks. Okay, so I'm going to pop down here and put the pattern Gneiss. And that's this one. And I'm just going to kind of get my orb outlined a little bit better. If you can see that. Okay. And for Gneiss, we're just going to divide this. And I may not have it exactly in the center, and that's okay. Divide it again. And again. And again. Okay, so for this one, I have it divided several times. You can do it as many times as you like. I've put that many lines on this one. And the next thing we're going to do is come down just a little bit, and I'm going to put a dot. Should be right there in the middle, and then draw a line down to that, and then down to the center. Okay, so at about the same spot, we're going to put our dot, draw our lines to it, and then draw a line down to the center. Okay. Just straight to it. If it's not exactly straight, that's okay too. Okay. Just keep going around. Down to the center. Now, I don't speed up my videos. If I'm going too slow, you can speed it up. You can fast forward. You can make it whatever works the best for you. Okay. So the second thing I'm going to do is to fill in one side of this. And I'm going to fill in the edge first. Okay. And like I said, I don't speed up the videos, but I do sometimes use my bigger graphic one to help fill it in. so that doesn't take so much time. But filling in like this can also be very relaxing. Okay, I'll go ahead and try it. This doesn't have a fine tip, but if you're careful, you can do the edges. Okay, so we just keep coming around. Actually, I think this graphic one is about to run out of ink. I use it a lot. Excuse me. I do have allergies. Everything is blooming. And I'm kind of eager to finish these tangles and do some botanical tiles. One of my older videos where I did a lot of floral type patterns and it came out so pretty happens to also be the one video where the music is too loud. And I was asked this week if I would consider redoing that video, and I think I will. I think I'll do something at least very similar. Because that's one of my favorites. Botanical, floral, things like that. All right, so we're still just filling in one side of each of these points. And if you're drawing along with me, I'm very happy that you're doing that. If you want to speed it up, then that's also good. Something to remember as you're doing this is that when you're filling in a lot of ink like this, it is going to take longer for it to dry. So be very careful about where you place your hand. You can also get just a piece of paper to put down under your hand like this. And that kind of will keep your hand from getting ink on it and then smearing on your tile. So a little scrap piece of paper is always good to have around. Okay, so the next thing that we do on that is we're going to come around and in a circle, should kind of follow the edge that we put on there. We're going to connect these points. And we could have done that to begin with. Okay, just coming around like that. All right. And then the next thing that we're going to do, and again being mindful that some of this could still be wet, is we're going to add some auras inside here. So I put 4 lines. So I'm going to do the same thing all the way around. You can see that my lines are not perfect. That's okay. We're not trying for perfect. We're just enjoying our art. It still amazes me when I finish a tile, that I've been able to draw it. I do love Zentangle step outs. Okay, so that's it. That's the pattern Gneiss. All right. The next one we're going to do is Scoodle. And that is really just these little spiral type S shapes. And they can be large or small. We're just going to find a place to sneak it in. So I'm just going to start with a narrow spiral here. And then I'm going to come out and make it bigger. And then just spiral in. Okay, so now just find another spot. Start your spiral. And then come back around and spiral again. Okay, so we're just going to keep finding a place where we want to start our spiral. You can get them close. Make as many little turns inside each of these as you want. Like I said, this was part of the Introduction to Zentangle Kit. And it had a little booklet in there. I've probably got mine somewhere, but I couldn't tell you where it is right now. Okay, so I think on this one, I'll make a fairly good size. And then another big one. Okay, let's do another one here. There's a project pack where Molly does one very similar to this. I'm gonna make that come around here. And she puts little orbs all around in here too. But I think I'll just let it be like that. And then the next one is called Tidings. Okay, and I wanted to show these because they're very similar. This is also kind of an S shape like that, but it's like a double-ended fescue, and then it's arid a lot. So it's just, like I said, kind of an S shape. And then we're going to put a bigger end on each of these. And then we're just going to randomly put these out here. Both of these I did kind of like a backward S. Doesn't have to be that way. Do a regular S shape. Okay. Put another one in here. All right. And then the next thing we do is we start to aura each of these. So just pick one of them. Start wherever you'd like. And aura it. Fixing my ends here a little bit. So just take your time. Normally I would keep turning so that my pen is pointing towards what I'm going to aura, but since these are small and we're going all the way around, I'm not going to keep spinning it. But I'm going to take my time. Remember to breathe, relax. I can't believe it's already May. Let's see, do we want to get any more in here? We'll go ahead and just aura again. And they don't necessarily go behind on this, but it's okay if it does. Just aura each one of these. And then aura the next one. This one I'm going to have it go behind a little bit. Okay. And then we basically just aura the whole thing. To fill in the rest of this space. And I've gone past my border, and that's okay. Trying to decide how I want to do this. No mistakes. No rules to worry about. You can watch what I've done and decide if that's how you want to do it. This part, I'm going to go ahead and just go off the page there and then stop. A border and your string, remember, are just suggestions. Not sure what else to do. You know, I think I'm going to come back over here just to try to get this to look a little more symmetrical, maybe. Okay. Maybe a couple little small ones here. I always hear people say, let your art speak to you. Mine is, I don't know what mine is saying right now. All right, let's just do some shading and see what we think. I have not done this title before, so we're both experiencing it for the first time. So with my graphite pencil, I'm going to start with Ennies, and I'm going to add a pretty good amount of graphite all along this aura. Okay, and I have my pencil sharpened, and I have it almost flat against the paper because I don't want to put a sharp point on there. I've shown this before, but when you're shading, if you're shading like this, then you can come back and smooth that out. But if you've done a sharp edge like that, let me clean this off first. You still end up with that sharp edge on there. Okay, I was trying to wipe some of that graphite off my blending stump so that you could see the difference. Okay, so I am pointing it towards that, but not pointing straight down. Just one of your shading tips. Eventually, I want to do a video just about shading, but I want to finish this 102 Tangles project. Okay, so now we're taking our blending stump and we're just going to go in and soften this and pull it toward the center just a little bit. We're not going to cover the center, but we're pushing this graphite down into the paper and then softly blending it toward the center. And then it makes it look like these little teardrop shapes are floating above, like maybe it's a little pool below it. I love how this pattern looks. And like I said, you can put it in any space. Okay. Now, if you want to, I have, if you can tell, plenty of graphite on my blending stump. So I'm just going to go at the bottom of these and just add a little bit of shadow on the tips. If I need more, I can just go in there, blend that a little bit, get some on there. Okay, so, okay, for Gneiss, I'm going to go ahead first and put some graphite where it goes over this area. And over here a little bit. And then soften that. We can come around the whole way a little bit. It kind of makes this look like it's floating above this. But definitely want a little bit of a division between Tidings and Gneiss. You could go in here and add a little bit of graphite in this V section. Okay, one more here, and then soften that a little bit. Okay. And if you wanted to over here, you could add a little bit of shading where these kind of dip in a little bit, where they might go behind each other. This kind of gives the impression that it's going up and down. But again, look at mine, look at what I've done, and you decide if you want to add that kind of shading or not. Okay. Put some down in here in these spaces. All right, so there we go. So there's Gneiss, Tidings, Ennies, and Scoodle. Would encourage you to put the pattern names on the back of your tile. And this is video 27 of 102 Tangles of Zentangle. So turn it over, decide where you would like to put your chop. I happen to have a nice area here. Oh, throw on a pin. I think I'm gonna have it come off of that little tip. Sign it, date it. If you're unsure if you like it, which many times I'm unsure of my tiles, then put it aside, hold it at arm's length, appreciate it. Again, appreciate what you're able to do, appreciate the Zentangle method, and appreciate the 20th anniversary of Zentangle this year. I'm actually thinking about going to Zen again next year, April of 2024. No, 2025. And that should be a lot of fun. We'll see if that happens. All right, so there's our tile and our patterns for today. And I do want to show you that after this, I have 18 patterns left. I actually put these into a box and shuffled them around and pulled out several. So, Mysteria, Rain, Changing, Man Oh Man, Opus, Vitruvius, Finery, Festoon, Quabog, Vertigo, and Vega. So that's what I have left. I have these done in the next few weeks, and then I'm on to fun. Well, this has been fun, don't get me wrong. All right, there we go. There we go again with our tile. And I showed in the beginning my contact information. If you happen to post, please use @BBL Tangles. And you can always send a tile to me or a photo. I've been getting more of that lately, and I love it. I respond to all of my comments and my emails, and appreciate it. That if you enjoyed this, that you'll hit the like button, subscribe, share, leave comments, and come again. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.